Hello, amazing adventurers. Welcome to our special story time. Today, we are going on an incredible journey back in time to learn about a very brave leader named Joshua. And the city was big, strong walls called Jericho. Get ready to be amazed by a story of faith, obedience, and how God helps those who trust in Him. Long ago, after Moses, God chose Joshua to lead his people, the Israelites, into a special land. But there was a big problem. A city called Jericho stood in their way, with walls so tall and thick, they seemed impossible to get past. Joshua was worried, but God spoke to him. God told Joshua exactly what to do, and it was a very unusual plan. God said, "You and your soldiers must march around the city once a day for 6 days. 7 priests will go before the Ark of the Covenant, each carrying a trumpet made from a ram's horn. On the 7th day, you will march around the city 7 times, and the priests will blow their trumpets. Then, when you hear a long blast from the trumpets, all the people must shout with a great shout, and the walls of Jericho will fall down flat." Joshua listened carefully and told the people everything God had commanded. Can you imagine? Marching around the city, not fighting, just marching and blowing trumpets. It sounded strange, but Joshua and the Israelites trusted God. So, for 6 days, they did exactly that. Every day, they marched silently around Jericho once, with the priests blowing their trumpets. The people of Jericho must have been very confused, watching from their high walls. Then came the 7th day. This was a big day. The Israelites woke up early and marched around the city, not once, but 7 times. The priests blew their trumpets, and on the 7th time around, Joshua gave the command, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." And what happened next was truly miraculous. As the people shouted with all their might, and the trumpets blared, the mighty walls of Jericho began to shake, crack, and then crumble down flat. The Israelites walked straight into the city, just as God had promised. It wasn't their strength or their cleverness that brought down the walls. It was their faith and obedience to God's amazing plan. Wow! What an incredible story, right? The story of Jericho teaches us some very important lessons. Just like Joshua and the Israelites, sometimes God asks us to do things that seem a little strange or difficult. But when we listen to Him, trust His plan, and obey with all our hearts, amazing things can happen. Remember, dear friends, faith means believing in God even when we can't see how things will work out. And obedience means doing what God asks us to do, even when it's hard. When we have faith and obey, God is always with us, helping us overcome any walls in our lives. So, let's always trust God and be brave, just like Joshua. See you next time for another wonderful Bible story. Goodbye.